Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. Welcome to another Inbetwixt episode, where I want to spend the time really cinching up our defenses, so we don't have to worry about the biter thing so much anymore. Full confession, this is not the first Inbetwixt episode I have recorded. Yeah, we'll say recorded with this intent. I actually did one a couple of days ago, but yeah, no, it was an episode where does that look right to anybody? That does not look right to me. Unplayable. Yeah, I did one a couple of nights ago where I was complaining a little bit about my audio problems and doing some things to take care of that, what the whole process was. And I recorded the whole episode and did not have the microphone plugged in. And boy, did I... it was completely a little bit of irony there. But what we did in that episode, that lost episode, is I cleared out this area over here and then built this northeasterly wall here. And that was the big part. That was the big thing, number one. And big thing number two is, well, smaller but no less significant, is I went through and updated this to the level 3. That's basically a full line of lasers with the dragon teeth. And this has seemed to work out a lot better. Now, why? Oh, that's not hooked up to the network. Interesting. All right, well, we're really close to there. Let's go up and fix that little problem. Yeah, the problem I was having is that whenever the artillery train was going around and doing like automated attacking, I mean, in these like really super thick areas, the wall just couldn't take it. They would burst through and just tear everything up, and it was a little bit of a nightmare. Now it is working out a lot better. They are able to easily hold back any bad guys that come through, and we're not getting the breaches as much. So yeah, the biters they're not turned off, but I think we're in a lot better shape now. Where I think we can turn on our artillery train again, and he can get back to business. What's going on here is, okay, you are not plugged in. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is you are also not plugged in. All right. Very good. So yeah, the goal of this particular episode is to finish this area, walling off this area up here, get a nice little wall going there, and basically clearing out all this stuff. So let's go ahead. We will roll the intro. I will head back to base, and I will see you shortly. All right, waiting on the supply train to come through and just grab a couple more supplies before I commandeer him and take him up to where we are right now, which is this station. Let's see, we're automated taking out stuff. I don't really prefer that. Let's see, let's clear up some of this down here first. Boy, I've never done the artillery shell range before. Upgrades. I guess usually because when I'm at this point, I'm not really dealing with biters much anymore. But boy, I like it. I like it a lot. It feels quite significant. And we're getting the next little level of it right now. Yeah, I mean, we can hit these guys down here too, even. It's a problem whenever I'm going for a lot of science. I generally don't have biters on, so it's a situation that it's a situation that I'm not in. This is the very first time this has ever even been a possibility. Let's take out this up here, and I kind of want to run the wall like right maybe there-ish. So that means you got to go, you got to go, you got to go, you got to go, you got. Oh, you got to go. All right, but before we start hitting on those really hard, I want to go ahead and grab this train and pull you in here as well, because I want the extra parts. Probably extra robots. We do have plenty of repair packs. All right, that's good. Let's turn off the robots and let's start hitting some of these areas here. Let's work right to left here. Those little beeps we're hearing, I'm hoping that is just our area where we are getting attacked. Actually, these we could probably take out with a tank. I shouldn't be wasting artillery fire on them. Because we have a lot of bullets, but we don't have infinite bullets. And I was really kind of shocked in these big giant clusters how quick we were running out of artillery. So yeah, anyway, let me just check over to my audio knob. Okay, it's jumping up and down, the little equalizer thing, so that means that this is probably being recorded. Probably should have checked beforehand. But yeah, no, I am aware there's always been audio issues. Audio was one of those things that I didn't think would be, you know, you just buy a microphone and then you plug it in, right? And then you talk into it and everything's fine. And it works, but then there's like, I don't know. I feel like I have a very tough voice. I have a good voice for. I was going to say I have a face for radio, but I don't know what the voice equivalent of that is. I have a good voice for the silent movie era, something like that. So it takes a little bit of processing. I'm kind of nasally or something like that. Things that need to be adjusted, right? So I'd eventually started out with a pure software setup. I had a Blue Yeti microphone and a couple of little VST plugins that I was running live. So I didn't want to do audio post-processing. I wanted to just streamline the process as much as possible. And that's been my goal. That's probably been my main problem all along is trying to basically make the finished product come out from what I record. Let's see there. We'll just go ahead and pick up those stragglers. And let's see, how are we doing on ammo? Not good. Not good at all. We're probably going to be out with that queue right there. All right, let's put you back on automatic mode. You back on automatic mode. I think we got plenty of stuff there. Oh, and you're just going to try to push your way through there, huh? Gee, thanks. All right, I'm going to run over here because I think I have the tank parked over here. So yeah, anyway, do we have an artillery stop? Yeah, but it's way up here. Let's come down and see, can we park at this one? It'll be a little closer. And let's see, let's get rid of just a little bit of garbage here. That's fine. Yeah, so I had a complete software setup with plugins and everything like that, and it would work good some of the time. Most of the time, it was fine. The problem with that setup is that whenever it would suffer from a couple of things. One, if it wasn't turned on, it sounded like garbage, and that happened a couple of times. The second problem is that sometimes it would go into this lag thing where... Boy, that sounds serious. It would go in this lag thing where, as I was recording the video, the audio would trail behind a little bit. It happened enough that it was very annoying, and I never really could figure out what was causing it, how to fix it, other than it's a problem that you could run into when you do a software setup. But that was super annoying. And the other issue that I had is that the software that I was using, for some reason, whenever Windows would do an update, it would completely reset all of the sound settings that I had, which was super annoying because it takes a long time to adjust all of those little knobs and things to get them in the exact spot that you want. Super big pain, and then just to open it up and then all of a sudden it's all gone. Everything's gone. Completely gone. Windows Update decided to completely take it out, and I never really figured out what was going on there. I could never find where the settings were being saved. I'm assuming, boy, I don't know if it's like a temp spot in the registry. I have no idea. Or maybe like it had like a temp files section. I don't know what happens during a Windows Update, what gets cleared out. But whatever it is, this would completely wipe it out. So I'd basically have to start back from scratch. So long story short, I now have a hardware setup. I no longer use a software setup. I'm using a XLR mic, and it's been really great. It took me a very long time to get it where I'm happy with it. Well, let's just say I'm assuming that it's going to take a very long time to get where I'm happy with it, because I'm still not quite happy with it, but it's acceptable to me, right? It's not where I want it to be, but it totally works. But yeah, no, it's completely Windows Update doesn't mess with your hardware knobs, so that's a big win. I don't have the lag issue anymore. That's a big win. But, you know, hardware, sometimes there's hardware problems. And that's what I ran into in the last couple of videos. There was a buzz, there was a hum, and I noticed it a little bit too late to do anything about it. In the last video that had it, I tried to go through and clean it up a little bit, but I couldn't quite get it right. There were some things that I could have looked into that I didn't. There were like paid little filtery things that are add-ons to Adobe Premiere, and I wasn't quite ready to do that for just a couple of videos. But if it was something that was happening all the time, that's one thing. But just a couple of random videos, I'm not shelling out $99 for that. But anyway, it turns out it was a bad cable. It turns out if you purchase super cheap cables on Amazon, sometimes you don't get quality ones. Go figure on that. So yeah, I've got a new one, and it works a lot better. I make sure that it's completely plugged in and doesn't have shorts in it, and I'm hoping this is going to sound better. It may not. It may sound just as bad, and that's what's going to be really funny. Because the whole YouTube thing's like a process, and it's a very long process, and there's a whole bunch of factors that can affect things in each step. And oh no, we're gonna lose the tank. I don't want to lose the tank. That combat robot right there is the true hero of the day. Oh boy, I can't believe we pulled that one out. I should have lasers. I was curious why we weren't getting lasers. Yeah, and let's go down to... what? Oh, nope, 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 nope. There we go. Oh, did that completely drain my battery? That stinks. All right, so are we at the wall spot yet? Wait a minute. Hold on. Come back. He gave up on me. He gave up on me. I was curious what would happen. I guess they eventually just give up on you, and they want to return to the closest robot network. Come back, Gan. I'm sorry. I'll never do that again. I will. I'll totally do that again. All right, that's actually getting into a bigger base that I'm probably going to want to hit with artillery. Let's turn the robots off and minimize our robot abuse. All right, and let's get back to where we were looking at this. All right, so this needs to go out still. And this, and this, and this, and then we should be good. Our artillery train is full. Okay, let's get you up here. And we'll head in that general direction. And we'll work to clear this out. We'll have a little race. See who gets there first. Yeah, they were rather expensive, inexpensive cables, I would say, you know, compared to what you can spend. I mean, just like anything else, you can pay as much money as you want to buying microphone cables. They came in a 2-pack. That should have tipped me off right there. And the first one, it started buzzing after like maybe a week, and then the second one happened after a couple more weeks. Boy, what are you shooting at? Do we have expansions down there? Yes, we do. All right, let's get back into a map mode. Is my tank out there going to be... Boy, I wish there was a way we could turn these off. Yeah, you just waste bullets on worms. That's fine. I'm going to pull my tank around because I don't want it to die. Yeah, and the other thing is I don't know what a good quality XLR mic cable is. I don't have a favorite brand. I have a least favorite brand right now, but not a favorite one yet. So we'll see. You know, price is not always a gauge of quality, but sometimes it is. And for what it's worth, this one cable cost twice as much as the 2-pack, so that's something. So yeah, hopefully it'll work out a little bit better. But yeah, no, I mean, recording, it's I brew beer occasionally. It's something that I enjoy doing. And I compare it a little bit to that, in that there's a lot of different steps that you have to do, and you have to be somewhat consistent and meticulous with each step, because, you know, once you get to step 4, you can't go back and do step 1 again, right? You got to start all over from the beginning. And if you mess something up on step 1 or 2, sometimes you don't realize it. The effects aren't fully recognized until the whole process is done. So if you messed up something in your mash or during the boil phase, or if you did something really good, then you're not going to know that until you get your final product, which, you know, is in brewing, you know, can be like a month later. In recording, it's kind of the same thing in that you have your raw video that you make, your raw audio that you make, and then you combine that into an editor to finally render out a video. And then you take that rendered video and then upload it to YouTube, and that is what is the final thing. And there's things you can do in each step that affect that, right? There's settings you can make while recording that are going to affect the final thing that shows up on YouTube. And it's taken me a really long time to figure those things out. I don't know how many uploads I have made to YouTube that are just me testing out different things in the process. And I through it all, I know I have probably about hundreds of ways that don't work, and one way that works fairly well sometimes. Somewhat consistent, and it's not, I mean, there's a million how to make your videos look good on YouTube. They're all I'm not gonna say they're garbage. They're kind of short-sighted in that it very, very much depends on what you're recording and how as to what result you're going to get. It's not like there's one setting that you can set up OBS and set up your recording software, things like that, that's going to work 100% of the time for every situation. So it's not that they're wrong, but if you're ever finding yourself in the situation and you are watching a video, how to make your video look like my good video, and they've got a very, very good video, and you go through the exact same process and it looks terrible, that's expected. They don't put that disclaimer on their videos, and I suspect most of it's just clickbait anyway. Because, I mean, whenever I'm, like, recording, like, Dwarf Fortress or even Cataclysm, even RimWorld was this way. It was really hard to get, like, a bad recording. And I could render those things down where they would be relatively small files. With Factorio, I cannot do that. And I'm not entirely clear on why that is. Maybe it's just... maybe it's kind of the color scheme, or... I mean, I know with the robots, I've got that figured out. It's just a lot of movement. Maybe it's the detail. I'm not quite sure what it is, but you know, I've said it a million times before. I think I've said it at least once before that whenever I'm recording a Dwarf Fortress or Cataclysm or video, that what I'm uploading is basically maybe like 1 to 2 gig. Which is, you know, still a respectable file if you're not used to video files, but the original thing that I record usually comes out about 10 to 15 gigs, and then once it processes down, we're out of ammo. But that's okay, because I think we're actually probably in a pretty good spot. If we can ride this out. That'll help you guys out a little bit. And Factorio, the raw videos are anywhere between 10 and 15 gig, and they compress down after rendering to 9 to 13 gig. So they're super, super high quality. And that's just to make it where whenever YouTube does its processing, I mean, if I were to do it the same way on my end, a video, if I didn't have these super high crazy bit rates and stuff like that, on my end, if you were just looking at the raw videos, there wouldn't be a difference between a 3 gig and a 15 gig file. They're going to look pretty much the same because, let's see, we need to research something. Mining productivity, more robot speed, more artillery shell range, more energy weapon damage. Yeah, we'll do that. And then like that. And then just go to mining productivity. But yeah, no, YouTube has its own little special processing thing that goes on, and it takes a little bit of time. You never understand how it works, but you can kind of learn what you can do so that YouTube just doesn't take your final video and turn it into utter garbage when it gets posted. And it took a lot of practice to figure out what those settings were. And ironically, it wasn't like the most highest settings. There was a little bit of diminishing return there in that at one point going higher actually made it look worse. So there's kind of like a little sweet spot in there. And I'm not saying that it's perfect. We could probably do some improvements here and there. But it works kind of, and I'm somewhat happy with the results. So, and you know, I don't hear other people talking about this. So it may be something just kind of special with my process. Maybe I'm just doing something completely wrong. But those are my casual observations. And we had so many repair packs. Did we go through them all? I'm assuming that we did. And you know what? I meant to call the main train here, and I don't think I ever did. What are you shooting at? Huh. Well, that's good to know. Where is the main train? Oh, it's over here. That's right. Why don't you come there? Yeah, so hopefully the audio thing is taken care of. And, boy, I need to go back. I can't set the bitrate any higher, so I'm not sure. It seems like at one point I had it working fairly well in another series, and I'm not sure what changed. But I can't seem to duplicate what we had going there. All right, I need to take out this one and this one. And you. And you. We'll see if this works. Hey. That works for me. Do I have radar in this train? Nope. Everything but. All right, so we want to continue this up, and we can start the process of building the wall. We're going to have to artillery that up there, though. I don't see any way to not do that. Where are we getting attacked? All right, I'm fine with that. I guess that was some retribution from the artillery strikes we did up there in between. It's like I want to go in and get some more roboports active, but the lasers are kind of our only defense right now in case we run into a little gaggle of worms or something like that. Oh, this might be a little tricky too. Well, what if we didn't go up that high? Is there any reason to go up that high? What if we did it like... What if we did it like right along here? Well, we have landfill. What if we did it like right along here and then just landfilled in a little area for that to work? I approve of that plan. This is Kitch, and I approve of this message. Yeah, I like that way better than what I was going to do. So yeah, maybe like right here, just right behind those little puddles there. Not those puddles, but these puddles? Yeah, like right here. Let's just start with level 3. This is fine. Are we about halfway? Kind of. Let's get the landfill train coming up here. And I'm not quite sure what you're up to, but we'll give you some time to restock. And I think I would like you up here as well. And we'll take this a little bit further before making a station out of it. We'll probably start the station right here. There's bad guys there. Where's our tank? It's down here, right? All right, here's the landfill train. Let's get some of this filled up here. Just take it all. Excuse me. Water, I'm not sure. Not sure how much I care about that. I definitely care about it down here. Whoa! Yeah, I forgot about that. Do we have our third train here? We do. Apparently, I don't have any more repair packs. I don't know if I went through them all or if we went through a whole bunch of robots. Probably the latter. Let's see. I think you should have some. Gosh, look at all these worms. All right, that should make that a little bit more friendly. All right, and that should set us up there. We need the supply station, which is in this blueprint book for reasons. Supply station. We can use this to upgrade it to level 3. We need the artillery stop. And then we need the roundabout. Artillery with the range, I think really that's as far as we should need to go with wall stuff. Oh, no. I thought that was just like one. Much better. All right, we need to landfill this area over here. So you're gone. And we probably need, like, this space right here. All right, and hopefully that should do it for us. And for once in my life, I actually had enough landfill. All right, that'll go to that side, and then we will need the station. Let's take it on down a little bit before we put in an artillery stop. So straight away there, just to get the level 3. Yeah, well, I forgot we should have done that on the other side. Artillery stop. And a roundabout. And all right, that should secure this top. And then we'll have a lot of stuff in here. I need to go through and just basically make sure all that's cleared out. And then once that's cleared out, we should be fully secure and biter-proof and not have to worry about any of that stuff anymore. Which is something I'm quite ready for. It's only been, what, 40 plus how many were in the Uncut episode since we got that wall built. You out. You in. You in. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I am going to basically just fill this out. Make sure that we can get all of this auto built. And yeah, I think we can check the biter problems off of the list. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Have a good one.